What's happening, people? Welcome back to the channel. Match reaction time. Nottingham Forest 1, Leeds United 0. Our 10th defeat of the season. 2 wins in 17 and a winless run that stretches up to 7 games now in the Premier League. So it's not good, people. It's not good. And I'm not going to try and sugarcoat it today. We're going to talk through it and go through everything today. Obviously, before I go ahead, please hit the like on the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and yeah, drop your comments in. William Morrison, shout out to you, man. Pascal, Bamford, and Harrison, rubbish. Unfortunately, Harrison had his 1 game out of 2 against Accrington. A tale of 2 halves. First conceded, second garbage. Jed saying keeping Jack on, so we'll sign an extension. Instead, take Cine off, who can create from nothing, because that makes sense. Yeah. And Jimbo here saying, can't see where we pick points up playing like this. Marsh has to change something, or we need to change Marsh, and I can't disagree with that. James is saying here, you did say, KJ, that a defeat wouldn't knock your confidence. Yeah, absolutely, James. Long term, it doesn't knock my confidence long term. But there was things that bothered me in today's game, and we'll talk about them today, James. We'll talk about them. But listen, I don't see there being a decision. Let me just say this now at the start of this stream. I don't see there being a decision on Jesse Marsh before the Man United game. I just don't see it. I think he's probably got the Man United double week, double game left at least. But the numbers don't lie. You know, I'm not talking about inconsequential stats. I'm not talking about periphery stats. I'm talking about hard stats that show you in the league table that what's happening isn't good enough. So I can understand. I can understand people's frustrations today. Before I go on, Arindo, Mr. P, thank you for the super thanks on the last video. Much appreciated. And guys, if you haven't followed me on Instagram, it is KG Vision on there. I don't plug it enough. I should be on at least 1,000 followers on there. But yeah, if you want to follow me on Insta, I am on there too. Mr. P, it's gonna chat's moving quick. People are getting in their thoughts. Love to see it. Mr. P saying, I didn't feel comfortable before this game started, hence I didn't leave a prediction. We were bad. And that's it as well. And listen, and there's never any hindsight with me. I'll always tell you how I feel, whether it happens or whether it doesn't. But the starting lineup concerned me. Straight away, I looked at the lineup and I thought, I'm not liking the look of this. For the simple reason is that there was just too many of the players that should be on the bench starting. It made our bench look amazing, but our starting lineup for me was weak. And in all fairness, I will say that Liam Cooper, shout out to him. He did very, very well. He nullified Chris Wood, but that's where I expect Liam Cooper to shine against like big oaf strikers like Chris Wood. But then Ayling, nah, not for me. If you're going to play, like I said, in my 4, it would be Christensen. I know the both of them haven't been, great, but Christensen defensively is probably better than Ayling, as it showed for the goal. And then Jack Harrison starting today. I mean, what did he do? He was a ghost. But you know what? And I'm not having a go at people, but before he scored against Accrington, everyone was happy to say, let's get the money for Jack Harrison. He scored against Accrington. Everybody wanted him to stay. I wonder what the comments will be like after today's performance. Sam saying, crap second half, but you expect that after missed chances. You missed 3 chances in the Premier, you may as well not bother. Rather be Leeds saying, shout out to you for the super chat. Jesse out. If the board don't get rid, they've accepted relegation. Players not responding. How different to Everton performance yesterday? Yeah, I mean, listen, I obviously, as you can imagine, I got a lot of messages in regard to the Everton performance and everything else like that. But that's got to be on for a prolonged period of time as well, people. Let's concentrate on our house. Our house, we need to concentrate on our house. We did so in the January window. I know people are going to say about the left back area and everything else, but we need to look after ourselves. And for me today, we didn't do that enough. Let's have a look. I've got a couple more super chats. Just keep sending them in. I will get to all of them eventually. Lee Waters saying, shout out to Lee. Watch Jesse Dunn since coming. The players saved us last year, not tactics. Same results we had with Bielsa, just worse football. Would you sack him? Well, again, we don't need to keep on bringing up Bielsa, Lee, because if you want to keep it real about Bielsa, we were getting our cheeks open this time last year. What was it? Over 20 goals conceded. So, let's not keep on going back to the past. We need to focus on what's going on now. And it's a different league. There's no Norwich in there this time. That's why there's a mini league of teams that are just moving up and down in position. And unfortunately, we're one of them. Uh, sorry, so many chats here. Let me just see if I can get the next one. Julio, sorry. I'm an American. Sorry, thank you for the super chat. I'm an American and have been a Jersey supporter, but it's time for him to go. The blueprint has been created on how to beat Leeds. Pascal playing left wing back is cringe. Well, I wouldn't call him a left wing back. I wouldn't call him a left wing back, but he did. He had a very, very bad game today. Ian, shout out to you. Huff and puff, but can't blow the house down. Forget the big bad wolf with a toothless wolf. And that's what I actually put in my notes, Ian, for the second half. It was just toothless. Possession over 70, possession hype. Who cares? Possession hype. I don't care about possession. We saw Everton. People talk about Everton. They had what 29 possession yesterday. They won the game. People, possession is only as good as what you do with it, and we didn't do enough, especially in the second half. I think there's one. Have I got all the super chats now? No. One more here. Isaac saying, I think our supporters are quick to blame the manager, but we played well and deserved to win. Sadly, our players missed golden chances today. See, I think, Isaac, what I would say there is I think we were the better team today. I do. But I don't think we played well. I think there's a difference. I don't think Forest did anything spectacular today, but they did what they had to do to win the game. And that's all that matters. They're now 6 points clear of us in the table. We didn't play excellent football today. We were the better team, but there's a difference between saying that and saying that we played great football. That's what I would say to that. And shout out for the super chats that have come in. Of course, if you have any more, please send them in and I will get to them eventually. Bomi saying, worried about relegation, KG, it's getting peaked with Dyche at the helm. Listen, it's one game. It's one game with Sean Dyche. Everton have got to put in those performances for the rest of the season. Are they going to do that? Who knows? But let's focus on our house. Let's focus on our house. What I will say in regards to Jesse Marsh, because of the lineup and everything else like that. Radaby Leeds, Radaby Leeds with another super chat saying, are we expecting anything from the next two? Get rid. Yeah, I hear you. But what I would say in regards to Jesse as well is he's definitely got the tools now. Yes, defensively, he hasn't probably got everything he wants. And he mentioned in the press conference that we probably will be looking for a defender come the summertime. But he's got the tools. The problem is today he used the wrong tools. We needed a screwdriver and he threw a spanner in the works. You can't start Jack Harrison. I don't care what's happened with Jack Harrison in terms of the move to Leicester, the broken down move. He shouldn't be starting when we've got these kind of options in our team. It shouldn't be happening. I've said that Harrison staying, okay, cool, but he's a bench player and he does his best work so far from the bench. Today was abysmal from Harrison. And as I saw the subs coming on, I was wondering why Harrison wasn't the one being taken off. This is something I have said about Jesse previously, in that he does get a lot of substitutions wrong. And even he comes out and says so as well. Listen, you can't defend the record that Jesse's got. And I want it to work. I don't want to change manager again and go through all this. But it's not working at this point. Is he going to get something in the next two games? We've done well against the previous top six in previous games. But we're asking a lot to go to Manchester United in their current form and getting something. We really are. Karen saying therapy needed today. I hear you. Another super chat in there. Thank you, GDHM United. Why don't we sit back and hit on the counter? We got pace up front. And GDHM, you're a long-term subscriber of this channel. You know what I've said about our back four. I want to see them just stay around the box. I don't want to see them going up the pitch. They're not that capable. We don't have those natural wing backs that can attack you like that. We should just keep them back, but we're not doing that. Luis is saying they're a different team without Casemiro, but yeah, but McTominay turns into Xavi, doesn't he? As does Fred. Fred turns into bloody Iniesta. So listen, we'll go through that at a later date. David is saying placating Harrison is an unprofessional approach. I just felt like today he got the start out of pity I feel like he got it out of pity because of the failed move to Leicester, because there's no other reason to start him today. It was good that he dropped Aronson, let's say that for a start. But come on, we need to throw Jorginho in there. Start McKennie. Give us something. You know what I mean? And like I said, I saw that starting lineup and I had a bad feeling, man. I did. I wish I filmed it just so this isn't in hindsight, but yeah, I wasn't feeling very good. We've got the tools, but we're using them incorrectly. Um, Max H is saying like for like subs all the time, definition of insanity and all that. Yeah, yeah, I know. And I mean, yeah, Chris Richmond saying Bamford should not be starting, but yeah, I mean, I would have started Jorginho just purely for the fluidity up front. And yeah, you can go with Sinistera. I thought Sinistera was okay. He had a good chance that he should have at least got on target. But I would have, Somerville as well. There's better options, a more fluid attack for what we need at this point, and he just got it wrong today. He got it wrong. Lodi is saying when people stick up for Jesse and blame the players, it's him who keeps picking the same players and using stupid tactics, and that's where I go after a while. Lodi, I think you much long term subscribers will remember with Tyler Roberts when everyone was going mad at Tyler Roberts. After a while, you just have to say it's not Tyler Roberts' fault. It's the managers that keep picking this guy, and that's what's currently happening. And Jesse did say something that did concern me in a press conference recently. He said that previously he wasn't into personal relationships, but since he's come here, he started to get to like people on a personal level and get to know people on a personal level. This is the wrong time to do it. And I think we're seeing the results of that right now as well in the team selections. I will say that we need a manager that is going to be cutthroat and play the best team possible. The best team possible from what we've currently got now. And I don't think we didn't do that today. Yeah, I mean, Pete Morton saying the tactics were all right, the finishing was trash. Well, some of the finishing was actually good, but Kayla Navas made some real good saves, and we're going to talk about that as well. We're going to talk about that as well. Michael Luke saying over 1,000 watching. Smash the like button. Yes, please. If you are watching, and shout out to everyone joining in, please hit the like button. It's the best way to support the channel, and I'm much appreciated. Trust me. John EJ, thank you for the super chat. It is what it is. He has to go tonight. If he's not going tonight, then he'll be here for the Manchester United games, people. I think the turnaround from the end of the transfer window to this game, to the Man United game, might be too small unless they've been talking to someone behind his back. And I don't think we'd ever do that, would we? Tapping toes in the house. Listen, you've got Man City now, all right? Concentrate on your game, yeah? Air Ace with the super chat. Shout out to you. Jesse mistakes. Started Bamford and Harrison. Waited too late to sub, and the big one, don't put McKennie in a double pivot. He got it wrong. Start Rutter. And that was it again as well. Wrong substitution, by the way. And Air Ace has just reminded me of that. Instead of taking off Harrison, he took off Rucker. So we could have gone with the Adams, McKennie, Rucker midfield and took Harrison off, who was doing nothing. He did nothing. Harrison didn't go off until the last one for Greenwood at 83 minutes. Bad substitutions yet again. Bad substitutions. But hey, listen, we're just fans talking. It's all opinions. Sparks is thank you for the super chat. Is that what it is? People here for my pain, yeah? The hyenas are here to feast on KG, yeah? Lord have mercy. But you know what? Listen, people, we've got to talk about the goal we conceded. We've got to talk about the goal we conceded. Yeah, I know. We're not going to get it back, Joanne, I'm afraid. Not going to get it back. The goal, 13 minutes. And listen, let's recall this as well. Let's recall the 13 minutes because we were in control of the game. We had some of the better chances at that point. We were getting to second balls as well, which has been an issue for us all season in terms of not winning that second ball. We were doing that in the opening 13 minutes. Now, listen, all the lead up to the goal, whether Brendan Johnson was offside, Pascal definitely shouldn't have got a yellow card for that. So all of that aside, you've got to defend. You then got to defend the set piece, guys. Good. Gibbs White put the ball in, and Pascal. That header was not good. It wasn't a good header. One bit it's the slightest in a bit. But guys, Luke Ayling was just ball watching, man. Brennan Johnson was free as a bird on the edge of the box. Luke Ayling's just watching him. By the time Luke Ayling even moves, it's too late to engage with Brennan Johnson. He gets the shot off. And once again, what have I said, people? The first shot goes in. And I think that could have been their only shot on target. I'm not sure. But what have I said so many times this season? The first shot on target after we've been in the, been not dominant, but we've been the better side. The first shot on target goes in and we're 1-0 down. How many times, people? How many times? It and it was a decent strike. It was a decent strike by Brendan Johnson. I'm not taking it away from him. But then you see Nanto at closer range against Navas do a near post shot with Venom. And Navas gets to it, man. Darren here saying, KG, that shot was pretty much impossible to save. I disagree. I'm not saying that Melier should have saved it by any means, but I'm just saying it's all, the first shot, it goes in. And I do think that the positioning may have been a part of it. But you saw the difference there. Darren saying no one could stop it. Navas made some saves today that he probably shouldn't have made. He probably shouldn't have made some of those, especially that Nanto one that was hard and low to the near post. Navas got to it. There was also another issue as well later in the game where Forest had a free kick. And instead of just catching the ball, he was free, he wasn't under any pressure, he punched it out and Forest had a second chance as well. There was that as well. Yeah, I'm just a bit tired of the first shot after we have so much of the ball going in. It's happened at least 5 times this season, people. It's happened at least 5 times. Yeah. Christopher K saying 0 shots on target from the 50th minute. Yeah, it just wasn't good. It wasn't good. Dave Cannon saying put the body on the line and just watch. Yeah. Bowie Doctor here, Nanto is amazing. Yeah, listen, we the bright spark yet again, and especially in the first half, Bowie Doctor, Nanto. It started to become Nanto born again, wasn't it? It was everything that was coming good was Nanto. We was giving it out to him. He was the one trying to take people on, shooting. But we can't keep doing that. We've got other weapons in our team to do some damage, but we're not using them. We're not using them. And ST here saying Melier is way too overrated. I do think he's overrated by our fan base. I do, but I'm not trying to dig him out. I just feel he's still got some to learn, and I don't know if this is the right team to do it in a team where we're near the bottom of the league. Maybe he does probably need to see Passion New in the summer. But listen, we'll talk about that in the summer because I think that we could get a very good price for him and get a better keeper for less. But hey, that's me, Livakovic. That's me though. Bob T saying painful agony, agonizing full time. Hey, that's pretty well summed up. Pretty much summed up. Yeah, Nanto getting a lot of credit here. Listen, Sinistera had to do better. We're talking again. Nanto pulled it back to Sinistera, who he just blazed it over the bar. Didn't even get it on target and test Navas, which was poor. And then 5 minutes later, Nanto pulled it back again. Bamford just completely miskicks it. Ayling then with his left foot, Navas makes the save. That was the story of the first half. That was the story of our first half. Nanto is our only threat. He's a baller. We can't rely on him alone. Yeah, you see now on social media, people now talking about Nanto. Who do they? These big six clubs. Who do they want? Nanto or Mitoma from Brighton? Yeah, man, we need to fix up. We need to fix up and soon. Charlie Buttocks. What did I say? Surname. We should have bought Nick Pope. Yeah, I said that last summer, man. 10 million isn't. It's a joke. Best keeper in the league as well. Not even close for me. Darren saying, KJ, you mad? No goal. He could have saved that. Not even Gordon Banks. It's not about the. It's not about it being saved, Darren. It's just that it's the fact it's yet again the first shot and it goes in after we've been the better team for the majority of the game. It's happened at least 4 or 5 times this season, Darren. That's all I'm saying. And to be honest, anyway, it should have been closed down quicker by Ayling too, Darren. So it's not just on Melier. It's more about the first shot going in. In all honesty. Let's have a look. Chris is saying here, no passion. Slow to every ball, panic ball all day, so poor. Listen, you know what? Because this is what happens sometimes when we lose. Does anybody think that we actually played well today? If you did, put it in the comments and I will flag it up on the screen. Nabino saying, KG, I don't know how you get on here and talk so calmly. I'm fuming right now. I'm not happy, Nabino, but at the same time, I've got to do this as a YouTuber. I guess this is what I do. You know, it's not always like this, and if the results keep on going on, then it will get a little bit more heated. But I was heated through the game. But by the time, I'll be honest, Nabino, by the time halfway through the second half, I'd already conceded that we were going to lose. I'd already conceded we were toothless. Chris Benoit, we were toothless, man. Ian here saying played well for like the first 30 minutes, then just poor. Yeah. Yeah. So no one's got anything anything good, no. No, because what it is, the reason why I ask that, people, is because sometimes even when we lose, there'll be people that don't see the errors in any losses, so they'll say, "I can't believe people are just so, you know, buzzword is always negative and stuff like that." So if there is people that think that we played well and deserve more, then please put it in the comments. Sajal saying Verba is definitely good, but I thought Coops had a good game. Yeah, Verba was solid as well. Got to give a shout out to Verba. He took a nice tactical yellow card in the second half, but in the first half, he made one excellent tackle that broke up a play. I can't remember who it was by, but he was solid again. Good leader at the back. And like Sajal says here, Cooper, I haven't watched it again. Obviously, we're straight after the game, but I thought he handled Chris Wood very well. But again, those are the battles that you look at for Liam Cooper to handle. And this time he did his job. So again, no complaints against Liam Cooper today. I just hope in the next game, though, I'll be honest, I want Verber and Cock back together just to get that partnership going again, because I think that is currently our best partnership of the club right now with the options that we've got. Yeah, keep getting your comments in, people. I'll be here for a bit longer because I want to hear how you guys are feeling after that, because yeah, I'm pretty low on that. I can't believe we didn't get a goal against Forest today. You know, I know now they're unbeaten in 5, but you've got to take every game individually. And now we've made Forest go 6 points clear of us now, man. It's yeah. Brendan T saying it's hard not to be negative, but this manager is hopeless. I hear you. I hear you. Brian here, shout out for the super chat. Thank you. I gave Jesse the benefit of the doubt, but it's not working out. It's time for him to go. And I'm assuming, I mean, I'm looking at the comments, by the way. I'm assuming that it's pretty much the consensus of a lot of people, unless, you know, you're a staunch Jesse fan. But listen, I've always said I want it to work out with Jesse. You can see he's got the right intentions, but the proof is in the pudding, man. It's on the pitch. You know, and I just don't believe, and I'll say this for myself, I don't believe that there's not another manager that couldn't get this team playing better and making the right selection choices. Like Jesse said, I think he's gone too deep with personal relationships, and that was something that I was begging for not to happen after Bielsa left, because that was a problem under Bielsa. So yeah, and you know what, the next two games will be Man United. It's tough. It's tough for Jesse. Very, very tough. Ian saying embarrassing is what it is. It is embarrassing. It is. You can't. I've always said I don't care about all those ancillary numbers. I don't care about those numbers. It's the primary numbers that you see at the end of the game. XG hype. I don't care about all that stuff. We've lost 1-0 to Forest. No goals. Nothing. Nothing at all. Once again, I will say Navas was a difference maker for them. But that's the difference you get when you've got a good, experienced goalkeeper who's an all-rounder in Navas. You will get games where he will snatch 3 points for you. So you know, good recruitment by Forest. Let's have a look. No, James, no. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Yeah. Yeah. Chats are going off now. That's my fault. That's my fault. Kingsley is saying the quicker Marsh goes, the quicker we start winning. Listen, that's something for the comments after the video as well. I want people to think, does another manager get more out of this group? Does another manager get more out of this group? It's hard to say no, isn't it? It's hard to say that they wouldn't get more out of this group. It really is. Because I look at a lot of these players. I know there's a few that shouldn't be here, but I look at a lot of the talent that we've got. Got to be doing better than this. Got to be doing better than this. At your service is saying none that are on the market. Well, at your service, this is where you show your ambition. And if there's somebody that you want, you go out and get them. If there's someone that you believe is really your guy, you know, I see the people talk about Tedesco. I think he might be free because he's been previously under the Red Bull umbrella. But guys, if the board have got another manager in mind, then you go out and get him. You pay the compensation at your service. You go and get that manager because it's important. Premier League football is important, especially the outlay that we've just put in. Now, listen. Let me get this straight. There's a lot of games to go. By the way, there's 18 games left, but we're not even on 20 points, people. I'm sorry, that's embarrassing. And I said this a couple weeks ago. We should be on at least 23, 25 points. We're not there. Jive here saying KG ping pong football. Yeah. Bandy in the house. You know what, Bandy? I didn't see you when we had a good transfer window, but I always see you when we've lost the game. Very, very suspicious. Don't you find that suspicious? Bandy saying Southampton, Wolves, Aston Villa, and Everton all made their move to stay in the division. We have the worst coach in the division. Well, yeah, Bandy, there's different ways of doing it. You can do it via your manager, but you can also do it through recruitment, and we've done it that way. Everton didn't do it through recruitment; they've done it through Dyche, and are hoping that he'll bring them to safety. We have done it via transfer window. That's why I just don't see Jesse going in the next couple of days. I don't see people, so I think he'll be here for the Man United game, barring any breaking news, of course. Uh, let's have a look. At your service, add in there. It's embarrassing that Christensen can't get back in the starting lineup. Alien is garbage. That's what I mean. They're both as bad as each other in different ways. But for me, if you're looking to just make your back four more solid, Christensen's probably the better bet because he doesn't venture forward that much, does he? And Ailing defensively for me is just so bad. A lot of people give Ailing credit, but nah, not for me. He's okay going forward. He is okay going forward, but defensively, you might as well just forget about it. Forget about it. Uh, Shelley here saying these are good players we have, but it's the Marsh way. It's the way that Marsh is making them play. Guys, if there's anybody in the comments that thinks Marsh is still good, the right coach to take us forward, again, please put that in the comments. It's an open forum here. Yeah, Bowie Doctor saying neither fullbacks are good enough. I know, but it's what we've got now, Bowie. So we can't do anything about it. No matter what anybody says, this is what we've got going forward. So we have to make whatever we have now work. That is it now. But I know what you're saying, but I'm sure we'll address it in the summer, whichever league we're in. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Barney with the super chat. Thank you. What has RB ever won outside of Austria and F1? In all fairness, though, Barney, if you're talking about Champions League experience, they've got more than some of the players that a lot of people rate in our team. So I know it's not the best league in the world, but a lot of them have played high level football, much better than what some of your probably our favorite players have done here. Holy Rumble is saying, I have to be honest, Strauch is terrible. Listen, his hair's growing back, people. I think it is a case of the Samson thing. His hair's growing back. He'll be back soon. But yeah, it wasn't a good game for him today. The booking was soft. It was soft, but he risked it in the second half as well with that tackle. He didn't get subbed long after that, so it was the right decision to get him off. But yeah, it wasn't a good one. Jim here saying, I think after a few wins and confidence leads, we'll be fine under Marsh. I just don't know if he can get them. Yeah, I mean that's the issue, though, isn't it? We're looking at games and thinking, well, which ones are we going to win? I'll be honest with you, people, and I'm not embarrassed to say it. I did not even picture us losing this game today. It's not being naive. It's not being deluded. It's the fact that I just felt like we was going to come away with something. I thought the worst thing I'll be talking about today is a draw, and probably people melting down over a draw. But a 1-0 loss and a toothless second half like that, goal conceded off the first shot that they get. Skip, you're talking my language. Just play at a lot of what they want for Gasparini. Oi, that's my coach. I would absolutely love him, and I've said that from the jump. I don't think we get him. No, Atalanta are a good side and have got real good players, so I don't think we get him. And I think he's quite old now. I don't know if you take up the challenge now, but yeah. Ishtar, Ishtar saying, KG, even your therapy session isn't picking me up. I'm done with Leeds and Jesse while this carries on. Ishtar, so many people say that, but I'm sure I'll see you in the comments next week, mate. It happens all the time. People always say, I'm done, and then you come back next week. And that's the thing about being a football fan, and when you believe in your club so much and know that you haven't got a bad team overall, it just kills you, man. It hurts. It absolutely hurts. And I know what you're saying there, Ishtar. Guys, listen, if you haven't hit the like button yet, please do so. Over 1,200 of you here. Obviously, a lot of people here must be here for my pain, and that's fine. That's okay as long as you're watching. And please hit the like button and follow me on Instagram as well. Cage Vision on there too. Ben Tillotson saying this team should not be in a relegation fight. It's just not working with Jesse. Yeah, yeah. I can't disagree. I can't disagree with the numbers. The primary numbers I can't disagree with. So I hear you, Ben. I hope he turns it around. If he's staying, obviously, if he's staying, please with everything, turn it around. But yeah, I don't know. Ian saying yes, a manager, another would keep us up. They'd have better ideas. One, they'd have better ideas of how to handle players. Two, to get back from a goal down, and I guess three, better in-game play reading. Yeah, I'm not going to disagree. I don't. I've always said with Jesse Marsh, I think he's more of a motivational coach than a tactical genius. I don't think he's one of those coaches that makes players better. I think he's just one where if the system works correctly, then it works. But I don't think he improves players. I don't really see that in him. So there always is going to be a better coach out there for us, but I just don't know if that's in the plans right now. People, I'll be completely honest. I don't think it's in the plans. Yeah, anonymous gift of the gab. Yeah, and it's much like Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard. These guys know how to talk in the media. They know how to talk, so they're always perceived as they'll get it right eventually. But sometimes you just have to look at the results. And listen, Villa have done that with Gerrard. Everton have done that with Lampard. I don't know what we're going to do. I'll be honest, I don't know. Jack. Jack bringing a little levity here. Dave Huckaday is available. Tremendous. Tremendous. David Milton saying, have to find a way to finish. Precisely, yeah. Again, Navas did keep him in the game. But I saw a tweet retweeted actually, and it's an interesting one that I saw. It said something like, if Melier was in goal for Forest, would we have scored by then? And talk about the first half, and it just makes you think, doesn't it? Would we? I don't know. I don't know. Just an interesting tweet though. David saying you must be getting sick, KG. We don't want to play in this league. 5 points away from home, a joke. And yeah, David brings up a brilliant stat again. Another stat that can't be disputed. We've only got 5 points away from home this season, people. 5 points. It's not good enough. It's not good enough, man. Callum saying Ange from Celtic is the man. If I'm not wrong, Callum, you are Australian, though, aren't you? But I hear you. Ange, he's doing good in the Scottish League. But again, we're talking about the Scottish League. With all due respect to anybody that supports Celtic or Rangers, I'm sure one of you guys could go and manage in Celtic or Rangers and win something. With all due respect. But yeah, no, he does seem like a good coach, though. He does seem like a good coach. Welsh White though saying Navas was okay, but finishing should have been better. I'll agree with that, Welsh White. I agree with that. Jack saying any chance we get Pochettino? No, Jack. I it's no. I think Pochettino's either waiting for Chelsea, maybe even waiting for Spurs. We're not getting someone like Pochettino. Uh, there's no. I'm not saying there's no chance we can't get another top coach, but I think Pochettino is trying to go for another club um, where there's more prospects of European football. Emmett saying, "Don't understand the Melier hate. Look at what he's looking at in front of him." No, there's no hate on Melier. Emma. There have been games where he could have done better in games, absolutely. But there's no hating for with Melier, but you just saw the difference today, just between the two keepers alone, and how Navas was more commanding and taking shots, getting down to shots a bit better. There's just, you can just see the difference in goalkeepers. Listen, Melier is going to be a top goalkeeper. He is, but at this time, he's just still got a little bit more to learn. That's all. That's all. You can call. I know Melier. I like Melier a lot too, but you can call out deficiencies in people's games. Yeah, that's what I mean. Bradley's here saying, "What about that punch from Melier when any other goalkeeper would have just caught it?" Things like that. Things like that. Oh man, guys, has anyone got anything good? Please. Has anyone got anything good? 'Cause I got nothing right now. Honestly, I'm more deflated than anything about that result. Not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie to you one bit. Very, very deflated after that. Scott Lightning saying, if we lose both games against Man United, I think that will be the end. I would say so. I would say so. You listen. I'll read out a few Jesse Marsh quotes after the game. This is via Phil Hayes' Twitter. He's saying here, I would say we had a really good start, created some chances, and a really good first half. Then, with our desire to get back in the match, we lost a bit of discipline and we didn't have the effect we wanted. I take full responsibility as he accepts results aren't good enough. I have to find a way to turn good performances into winning. That's our last step. And I say the most important step. I understand the frustration and I accept it. Yeah, you got to hold that, Jesse. He knows he's got to hold it. He knows he's got to hold it, man. Uh, and just a bit more, Marsh concedes that it's difficult to keep players upbeat in a period like this. Talks again about the need to turn it around. Has to happen very quickly. It has to happen Wednesday. And that's what happens. Keen Jelly, Gene Kelly. You always get me with that one. That's what happens. Everything that he says now becomes a blah, blah, blah thing. He could make the most sense in the world, but people are just going to say, enough talking. We need action. We need results. And I'm with that. We need results. It's been too long. The league form is just awful. It's awful, people, and it's getting me downbeat in terms of just how bad we've been in the league. The cup is cool, and I would not change this cup run for one bit because we've needed a cup run. But man, yeah, we need more in the league, I'm afraid. And everyone here, I don't think it's to me, but saying blah blah blah. And yeah, that's what happens with all the talking. It just becomes that, doesn't it? Uh, and Nicholas here, performances count for nothing. Just at the start of the stream, people were talking about Everton. It's not like they performed excellently against Arsenal. It's just that they got the job done. That's what we need to do. The fact we haven't touched 20 points for me is sickening. But hey, that's just my opinion, and I'll just say that. But listen, a lot of people talk about a Man U game. We'll come back and preview that game in the week before it happens, of course. So, hit the notification bell so you know when I'm going live. Give our thoughts on the Manchester United game and see where we go from there. But yeah, yeah, just in regards to this game today, not good at all. Not good at all in terms of performance for me. We were the better team without being great overall today. So that doesn't count for nothing. We didn't score a goal. First shot conceded. It's got to improve, people. It's got to improve. Is David O'Leary still out there? I think he is. I think he is. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there, people, because I've got nothing else to say in regards to this one. But I will be back for another show at some point. So yeah, please join me for that. Smash a like. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and drop your comments in afterwards. Obviously, keep it as clean as possible. YouTube is cleaning up on a lot of swearing and stuff now. So if you swear, your comment will probably get deleted or just moved into the filter box. That's what's happening now on YouTube. So yeah, give me your thoughts on the game afterwards, and I'll see you in the next one. And cheers for all the super chats today. Big shout out for the support on the channel. Mad. Peace out, people. Love.